Hello guys and welcome to the new video. The new update of the Breakthrough HUD is finally released, and our new feature, the Leakfinder, has been upgraded. We have the new Leakfinder 2.0. It feels more like a 10.0 because it's just much better than it was. And let's go today quickly through this new upgrade where I'm going to show you what is the new that we added. Okay, first let me say a few words about the Breakthrough HUD. Breakthrough HUD is now actually the second best selling HUD on the whole hand to note. My goal from the beginning, and I started from the 0 guys on the Discord, 0 people on the YouTube, and we are here now. Finally, like, the Breakthrough HUD is basically now something that I was always want that it becomes. Now it finally is. I wanted to have the best. I want to have the best HUD for playing on tables in game, and we did accomplish that. The Breakthrough HUD today is the most powerful HUD on the whole hand to note. It has over 14,000 stats and definitions. It is the best in-game HUD for hand to note, and that was my main goal, because I'm playing with this HUD. I want a HUD that it is the best it can be. So that was like my first priority. Then I was also thinking I want to have, it would be really interesting to have a stats checker, so you immediately know when you're playing against somebody, is he in the optimal in this line, is he under bluffing, over bluffing. Basically I wanted to know how to adjust against certain opponents, and to know when I need to adjust, and we did that. Now every stat in the Breakthrough HUD is color coded, and you will immediately know in that spot, is your opponent optimal, is he over aggressive, is he more loose than he should be, or he is more passive, more tighter, just by colors. So just by colors in the HUD, in the main HUD, and in the pop-up, any stat is color coded based on the GTO and MDA analysis. And then I was also thinking, like, I want to have analytic tool. I want to have the best analytic tool, so I can, if you're playing a pool, you're gonna be playing a lot of guys that you're gonna be basically getting to know. You're gonna play the same guys, and if some guys give you trouble, you want to analyze them. So that was my also priority number 3. I wanted to have a tool that I can analyze my opponent, and I can know what are they doing and how can I adjust versus them, how can I punish if they're doing something wrong. And we have that option in the Breakthrough HUD. We have the in the range research, you can go through GTO pop-up, and you can there analyze your opponent across all possible streets, all possible spots, pre-flop, post-flop, many lines. Basically any advanced line is there, any important line, any size is in there. So, and I never thought about this priority number 4, a Leakfinder, because I never used Leakfinder in my life, and I was never fan of the Leakfinders. Like, I was always thinking, like, Leakfinders, why do you need that? Like, it's something you're playing, you are familiar how you play, you will know where you bleed money, you will know where you have problems, you will know what are your leaks. And it seems that I was really wrong. And when we actually add this option, I was hugely against it. I was saying, like, why do I need it? And I need to make a video about it. I was saying, like, how can I make a video something that I don't want to even use, that I think that it doesn't have sense to be used at all. And I did try it. I make the video first video of the Leakfinder. If you didn't check it out, check it out. And then I make the video, and I actually didn't go through Leakfinder before that video, so I was just going with the flow, and I actually saw many spots where I was leaking a lot. And actually, in our new Leakfinder 2.0, and this is the new tutorial for Leakfinder, So you're gonna have Breakthrough Leakfinder 2.0. It has now more than 3,500 stats and more than 1,750 win rate stats. So you're gonna have all of these lines, all of these situations where you're gonna exactly see where you're bleeding money with the win rates and with the win rates in EV. So, and of course, we have the tutorial where you're gonna be able to go spot by spot, and you're gonna know exactly what any stats means. Basically gonna see everything. You're gonna see every possible thing, explained how to use step by step, pop-up by pop-up, everything explained in super huge details that anybody can understand. So it's gonna be super easy for you to use this option. Okay, just tell you I'm using hand to node 3. I'm still didn't go to hand to node 4, but actually on hand to node 4 everything looks better. I'm just gonna give you a glimpse how it looks on hand to node 4. So it's, you see, like it's more prettier, looks more I think it just looks better. I'm still not gonna use it until hand to node 3, and I know it's really close time until hand to node 3 is finished, but I don't like changes, so I'm just gonna stick it until the end. And today I'm gonna actually show you analysis in hand to node 3. Okay. One more thing I'm gonna show you for the people that are not familiar with my results and using of Breakthrough HUD on iPoker. I'm gonna show you my results with the HUD. So this is me on the iPoker. I started playing it at the end of the 2023 when I moved from Stars to iPoker, and basically I started really slow. I did make videos about that, so for the people that don't know, I was actually first 350,000 hand I was doing break even. I was having really huge downswing. I didn't have sample on people. I couldn't be playing super exploitable, and I couldn't use the HUD without sample. A lot of new people was appearing every day, and it needed time to get sample. I was doing a lot of 8 tabling, 9 tabling. I didn't know, like I just wanted to do quickly as possible to get the sample. It didn't go well. I was having a really huge downswing, and yeah, I just knew basically then I need to wait until I can use the power of my HUD, and I actually just last 400,000 hands. I just started playing mostly 6 tables, and I did collect a bigger sample, and this is my last 400,000 hands on iPoker. So my win rate is 7 BBs on 100 per 100, and I really felt the best playing 6 tables. So I think that's optimal for the Breakthrough HUD. You will have all in control. You will see everything, and when you get used to it, you will easily play 6 tables. I play 6 tables, and I feel the best. You see, my win rate is actually the best playing 6 tables. And I think that's the way to go. So now I'm actually close to my Poker Stars win rate. On Poker Stars, I had over 9 BBs in EV on my time on Poker Stars. And I'm really close to these results on iPoker, and I think now when I correct my leaks, because you're gonna see I have a bunch of leaks that I wasn't aware of, I think I will be actually doing even better than I was doing on Stars. Okay, this is for introduction, and now we can actually go to this new Leakfinder. I'm not gonna go through like all of the spots. I'm just gonna show you what you can expect here and how can you use it, and basically how can that be helpful to you. we have here like all of these pop-ups where you have in details every possible situation, a lot of lines that are saying you how much BBs per 100 you are winning in these lines. Here I have the analysis of the average iPoker pool. So average iPoker reg. Average iPoker reg is basically break even, and this is his stats, and these are my stats, and here you actually see what is basically optimal for this spot. And if something is green, it's telling you it's more loose than optimal. If it's red, it's more tighter than optimal. It's same in the HUD, like I told you, and the yellow car is the optimal stats. Okay, so just let's go quickly. So basically the Leakfinder is divided by all of these pop-ups where you have, for example, you have single raise pots, blind versus blind, 3-bet pots, squeeze pot, 4-bet pots, and call 4-bet pots. And here you have the general stats. So just going quickly, you see like these are my stats. I'm playing, my play style is loose aggressive. I like to play loose aggressive. I played that from the beginning. When I started to play, my ranges are more wider in every spot. And in some spots you're gonna see it's costing me my win rate, but generally that's my style, and I don't think you should change your style. You're just who you are, and you shouldn't be changing that. So I will never be able to play different, and I don't think you should. You just need to correct some things that are in your domain that can be fixed. Basically, I think that's the whole point. Okay, so general stats, you see like how much you're winning from every position. So my race first in, like you see, it's all in the green. Pool is optimal because these regs are playing the GTO ranges basically. So I'm opening 22%, 26 from a middle position. So 4% more on the UTG and winning more. 26 on the middle position but winning less. On the cutoff, 31 compared to 28. On the button, 52 compared to 44 and still winning more. And on the small blind, I'm opening 53%, so a lot more than the GTO, and still doing approximately similar to the average reg on the iPoker. Then you have this like 4-bet in position, out of position, call, 3-bet stats. So you're gonna see like position by position how much you win calling your 3-bets, and basically you can compare yourself to anybody. You can compare yourself to the best players on your pool. You can compare yourself to the regs of your pool, average reg, to all of the pool that you're playing together. You can compare yourself basically to anybody, and then my advice would be you always compare yourself to the average reg, just to see, because in some spots you will maybe even lose, like I am, lose a huge amount in some maybe trivial spots compared to average pool. So if the average reg is playing a spot better than you, then you seriously need to fix that spot, because maybe top reg will play some spots a lot better than you, but that doesn't mean that needs to be fixed a lot, because maybe just best reg on your pool is exploiting other people in this situation. So in my advice is compare yourself to first to the average reg in your pool, then compare yourself to the specific players, so you can see actually in which lines you really need to fix, or which lines maybe you want to fix, so you can also exploit, like this best reg of your pool is exploiting other people. Okay, so generally you have this like call 3-bet, call 5-bet, limps, over limps, playing against squeeze. General stats, not much. It's always nice to know, but we will not go now through all of these spots because I don't think it's necessary. I think the goal should be just for you to understand how to use the Leakfinder, and we will stop and maybe compare ourselves in some spots if I think it's interesting. Okay, then we have a second action pre. Then we have how we play as a 3-better versus open and a cold call, how much we overcall, squeeze, and calling or overcalling versus two cold callers, squeezing versus two cold callers, squeezing and calling a four bet. I think also like first thing that that crossed my mind here is that I'm seeing that squeeze and a call, the average reg is winning 186 big blinds per 100 and I'm losing 785 big blinds per 100. So seems like a spot that is opening quite frequently because you're gonna squeeze around 10-12% of hands, and then you're gonna be calling a four bet in this situation, and I'm squeezing and then calling a four bet 41%, and they are squeezing and calling a four bet 35%, and I'm losing like 785 big blinds and they're winning. So compared to the average reg of the iPoker, so not the best reg, good reg, just an average reg, I'm doing this spot insanely shitty and yeah, super trivial spot, and I'm losing this much. So that means I'm just hugely overcalling versus four bet when I'm squeezing. So in this situation, the range against the four bet is going to be probably more stronger than the GTO range, and I'm calling more than I should. And if I would be folding a lot of these hands that maybe like you're gonna have 6-7 suited and you squeeze and you face a four bet and you call a squeeze, I don't think it's like data is showing it's not that profitable. Maybe I will call hand like Jack 10 suited or maybe Queen Jack suited, and maybe all of these hands will not going to be profitable because you see like in any position, especially small blind or cutoff, like on cutoff, squeeze and call 265 and I'm losing 3,338. So just basically clean thing to think about is here, it's pretty obvious. Like look at big blind versus button. I'm 43% and they're 35, so 8% more, and I'm losing almost 2k big blinds per 100 and they're basically slightly losing 121. So immediately struck me that I'm doing super shitty, and yeah, that's something I should be probably correcting. ISO ranges, I'm doing a lot better. Basically we're isolating the same range, but I'm doing better in this situation. But I want to see ISO and call 3-bet 21-26. Okay, and there I'm actually doing better. And here you see like I'm actually, but my range ISO and call 3-bet is, you see like I'm doing 21, they're doing 26. So that means that I'm actually folding more in this situation because when you face a 3-bet and you ISO somebody, that 3-bet is gonna be data shown basically twice as strong as normal, and you should be doing a lot more folding. And I actually did notice that, and I did cut down, and actually see like it's immediately transferring to the win rate because I'm losing twice less than the average reg on the iPoker pool. So in there are spots where actually tight is right, and if you just get to know these spots, it's gonna be really good for you. And if I did that, my win rate is gonna be would be a lot better than it was now. So it's really good also when you have these trivial mistakes, because just it's super easy to fix this. So now I will know when next time I'm gonna be squeezing and people will be 4-betting me, I will just know, okay, I need to fold some hands. Maybe I will just defend like 50% of my suited connectors. Why? I generally always when I'm 3-betting like 4-5 suited, 5-6 suited, 6-7 suited, 7-8 suited, I was just calling 100% of these hands to 4-bet. And GTO is actually, these hands are like zero EV hands. So in equilibrium, they're not winning, they're not losing. But when you're against stronger range than in equilibrium, These hands is going to be hardly zero. They're going to be mostly negative, like there are in my example. Okay, let's go more to the overall post-flop. So this is overall post-flop. You have basically post-flop stats divided across single raise pot, 3-bet pot, 4-bet pots. So you have all of these bets, checks, calls, raises. Bets, check, calls, raises. You have that for multi-way, heads up in position, heads up out of position, and then you have that. So this is general, and this is divided for single raise pot, 3-bet pots, and 4-bet pots. So you will see all of your win rates across all of these lines, like bet, bet fold, bet call, bet raise, checks, call versus bet raise versus bet fold versus bet. Okay. Do we see something interesting here? Okay, I see in the multi-way post-flop that I'm doing a lot better with my basically, yeah, I mean, a little better in checking ranges, basically a lot better in checking ranges, better in betting ranges, and of course my most leak is on rivers, just like my river aggression. On the flop on the turn, aggression is not that much important, because when you're, for example, less aggressive on the flop, you have still opportunity to win a pot on the turn on the river. But if you're not aggressive on the river, you don't have any opportunity to win the pot. So the most important thing is to be aggressive on rivers. This is where the aggression counts. So I'm basically having the lower c-bet frequency. So this is my c-bet frequency position 65, out of position 35. So I was always most aggressive on the rivers, but I'm also calling a lot lighter than normal regs and average regs, and that's costing me also winner. And I did actually notice that in games, because I do a lot of bluff catching in the spots I shouldn't be probably, but that has to do with my style. Basically, when you're playing loose aggressive, people just gonna be play back at you, and you can't like play really aggressive and then overfold, because you'll get crushed. If you play aggressive and do a lot of barreling, betting, you just have to be ready to call down lighter, because people will naturally, it's psychology. You play hard on people, people gonna play hard at you. So that is a leak against in some spots, and you can through Leakfinder know exactly which spots are you leaking. And just by this you see, okay, I have a problem with my calls on river. I have problems calls on river are losing in the general post-flop 95 compared to 54. They are losing in the multi-way pots. They are using basically across 3-bet pots, also 4-bet pots. They are just losing a lot more than they should, just because I'm just calling them lighter in this situation. But it has also some benefits, because when you're willing to call down people, you're just gonna also, your hands that are usually gonna be under realized equity, they will over realize equity. So it has like some benefits, but generally it's also something you should be correcting at least a little bit. Okay. Then we have raises, a multi-way, similar win rate. My raises on turn is doing higher. Win rate on river, we are similar. Okay, and then post-flop heads up out of position. I mean, pretty similar, so nothing much to take from that. Okay, I was thinking like about bet fold. My bet fold is heads up in position 61 to 61, so we are okay. Bet fold 53, bet fold 60. You see, like bet fold 53, bet fold 60, and I'm losing more because I'm folding less, and I should be folding more, because people are not bluffing enough in these situations. Then we have a bet raise 5.7, bet raise 6, but I'm doing a lot better here. So this is the spot where you maybe want to bluff raise or maybe raise thin for value, also a thing. And then you have this divided across single raise spot, as a raiser, as a caller. So you immediately know as a raiser how your bets are doing. We see basically pretty similar flop, turn, and river, pretty similar flop, turn, and river. Actually, as a caller, I'm doing a lot better. As a caller in position, my bets are doing a lot better. I want to see the bet fold. Bet fold. It's pretty similar. Bet call. Actually, my bet call, which is actually surprising that I'm doing this good. But this is as a caller, okay. Now I understand why. Because I know that as a raiser, my bet call is terrible. My bet call as a raiser on the river is 34, and I'm losing 388, and they're losing 218. But as a call is different. So this is the situation where I will, as a caller, bet river, and then my bet call actually is a lot better, because this is the spot where the ranges are better defined, and these are the spot where I will basically know in this situation it's going to be somewhere checked, and then it's going to be a lot easier than when you're aggressor and you face a river raise. Then you're always thinking like, did I get bluff raise? The guy, for example, called 3 times. It's much stronger range, but here's the situation where range is basically weakened with the check, and you as a caller now are aggressor on the river. So this is the spot where I'm doing actually really good. So I was surprised at the beginning, but now I know why. This is the spot generally that I'm not doing real well, because now I'm in the spot where I'm aggressor on the river and I get faced raise, and then I bluff catch, probably in the spots where I shouldn't be bluff catching. Then you still have call versus bet, raise versus bet. You see, like, my raise versus bet is 11 compared to my is 14, and the river is 15 out of position, and 12 here. And actually, I'm doing basically similar as a pool, even my raise is higher. Fold versus bet, in position, out of position. As a raiser, fold versus bet, river 49 to 49, and we're doing pretty much similar in even position, out of position. Okay, so nothing much to take there. This is heads up out of position as a raiser. Also, it's pretty similar, so nothing that much. Check raise, let's see, check raise 11, 5.8, 12. So a lot more check raising on river than the average reg on die poker, but still my win rate is lower actually. So I'm pretty much, mostly I think because I'm gonna bluff more than I should be bluffing. As a caller, 11 compared to 7, and I'm winning less, because again I'm bluffing probably more than I should be doing in this situation. In the multi-way pots, let's see, 387, 259, so pretty similar. I'm doing better on the flop, and they're doing better on the river. Calls, again, you see, like, this is the common thing that's going to be happening. This river, I'm in the multi-way pots as a raiser, calling river is losing twice much than they are losing, and as a caller on the river, I'm losing almost 500 big blinds per 100, and they're losing 154. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I should be just folding more on rivers, but I'm always like thinking, okay, I just play aggro, people will play back at me, I need to defend more. But in reality, maybe I shouldn't be defending more. Then you have all of these for 3-bet pots. Let's just quickly go through it. If something is out of the ordinary, just to see. Again, I want to see my river, and again, you see, like, in all of these spots on river, I'm losing more. Folding versus bet, I'm just losing more, because you see I'm folding 47 compared to 49, I'm folding 48 compared to 50. So they're a lot less aggressive than me on rivers. You see my aggression is 39, they're 34, and I'm still calling more than they are. and that's, you see, that's the problem. I'm losing in all of these river spots. I'm losing more just because that thing that I'm just defending more than I should be actually defending. Check raising versus bet 19 compared to 15, 11 compared to 12, and 9.4. So I'm over aggressive on rivers, but here actually that's good because these are 3-bet pots. So probably I think this is actually now showing the stats are higher, but the win rate is better. So I think maybe in these spots people are be just maybe falling more than they should be. So it's profitable spots. Let me see, and so this is multi-way 3-bet pots. Let me see here. Actually here I'm doing a lot better than pool. But yeah, we also have the really good new multi-way pop-up, and it's really easy to play multi-way. So actually now I'm doing 1.2k compared to 700, 2.3k on turns compared to 1.4k, and on the rivers 3.5 to compared to 2.4. And my calls are actually in the multi-way pots crushing 399 compared to 2.8k, 412 compared to 1.7k, 500 compared to 2k, and my raises are actually doing really good. So yeah, this is the spot where I think a lot. Actually, I'm also probably I'm also probably more aggressive on river than I should. I mean, you see the stats, 11 compared to 9.5, but it's not costing me that much because people are probably not bluff catching river raises. So I think just people give more credit in these spots. That's the reason. Not they just give more credit, so we're doing better in these situations. And you have that also for 4-bet pots. Okay. And now you're actually gonna see we have the single raise pots, PFR in position. We have button versus big blind. So my win rate is in position single pots is 100.5. So basically really close as the average reg on the iPoker pool. So let's just see. Let's actually see the difference. So I'm doing 65, so I'm lower aggression on the flop than they are, but I'm doing, you see, like my river 3 barrel is 58 and they are 53, and 52 button versus big line, and we are 58, and we are winning basically approximately similar, little higher they're winning, and our c-bet call is actually really good here in the river. C-bet raise. So this is the spot where I c-bet and get raised, and I 3-betting 5.8 but losing 98 bbs per 100, where average reg is winning 405. I want to see like why is the reason that I'm losing this much. Let's see how much how is composite their value range. So you see like 40, 50, 60, like 70% of their range is gonna be for value bet raising. So why am I losing this much? And the answer is pretty clear, because I only have 40, I have like 10% less value. 10% less value. And the thing is, like, they're doing 7, so they're 3-betting 7.5, and they are and I'm 3-betting only 5.8, so I'm 3-betting lower percentage but having more bluffs. So that's the reason I should be having the stronger range. And on turn I'm 11 compared to their 7, but I'm doing better. So on the flop it probably has to do with the things that I should be basically, you see, you can just be more value heavy there. they're having basically this is for value and like draws, combo draws, and stuff like that. Okay, button versus big blind. You can see my cbet and 3bet to raise is lower. You see like it's 4.9 compared to their 7.4, but they're still winning more because my range is just more bluffy and my calling range is stronger. And you see like my calling range is stronger, but it doesn't mean that much. It's not important that much, because you see like I'm winning 66 compared to their, I'm losing 66, they are losing 88, so that's like 15 bb's, and I'm losing here like 800 bb's difference in this spot. So I should be just correcting my 3bet ranges in position, easy as that, and I would be gaining, if I play it as an average reg, I would gain 500, and button versus big blind 860 big blinds per 100 in this situation. And yeah, and it's not, it's like 26,000 hands for this spot, and 6% of that is happening. So yeah, I think generally really fixable. And yeah, I didn't think about that. Like my 3bet range in this situation, like I c-bet and get check raised, and I go with the 3bet. And like my strategy in this situation is player dependable, but yeah, I'm gonna probably do a lot of this like bottom pair blocking set, and then just play it over aggressively and bluff turn and river, and just run into the value, or they will not fold top pair spots. But basically my 3bet range on the flop is bad compared to the average reg. Okay, check behind ranges. Okay, nothing too much to say. Delay c-bet 150. So my delay c-bet is 34, and they are having 42, and I win more. Okay, and I want to see this line. Check, bet. You see, like they are on the GTO, and I'm over it. I'm not optimal here, but I win more because people in this broken line just fold more on rivers, so we're gonna have more profitable bluffs. The same will be is a check bet, check bet 40, and winning basic approximately the same with higher frequency. Bet check bet again 41, and we are doing better, and we're doing it more. So this is actually the good thing, where you basically can attack more of these broken lines. Okay, let's go quickly to PFR out of position. We're gonna be quick today because you just want to have an idea how to use it. So out of position as the PFR, my win rate is 71, and they're winning 116. And this is the spot where I actually felt I was playing really great. Okay, so what can be the problem? Let's think. My c-bet is 23. They're c-betting 36, so they are hugely over the optimal c-bet frequency, and that's working. Why is that working? It's working because in position player is not raising enough. I play basically these spots a lot of GTO because I'm doing a lot of checking in the spot where I need to check, because on many boards you need to have a check range. This is the spot where you open like UTG button calls, middle position button calls. So these are the spots where you're just gonna face a lot of problems on many boards if you have a c-bet range. But actually you're not gonna face if in position player is not playing exploitatively to you. So for example, if I see a player that has higher c-bet freak out of position, and the board goes like 4, 5, 8, for example, and he c-bets. In all of these spots, like low rainbow boards, low connected boards, all of these boards, they should be check ranges. And if people have a c-bet range, I, as an in position player, we're gonna play highly aggressive strategy, raising in position huge. Like in some spots, you're gonna just raise range in position and never have a calling range. and people are not doing that. And if you would node log that people are not raising these boards, like if you put, for example, 40% cbet range on 457 or 458 or do 68, and you put like 40% of the cbet range, and in position player is not raising 30%, 40%, you cbet exploit would be to cbet more out of position. So my take for that would be I should be betting actually more and not play the GTO strategy than play exploitive strategy, because people are not playing this spot correctly. And I did play. This is actually my stats are really close to the GTO frequencies. But yep, but actually I'm not doing. It's not that profitable in this spot. I'm winning 197, they're winning 221, and you see like now my aggression is, because I have the right frequencies on the flop, now I'm over aggressive on turns and rivers, because now I can put more heat on my opponents. But actually they are still over cbetting the flop, and they are basically optimal on turn, but then they are optimal on the river, but with the range that this has more stuff than it should have, and they're still doing better than me. So now when I see this, I think I need to change this. Okay, cbet call, and this is something that is again a huge leak, and all of my leaks are connected to the river spot where I don't fold rivers. My cbet call is 53, so when I bet the river and you raise me, it's more than likely you're gonna be getting called. And people are not bluffing when you triple barrel out of position and they raise. People not gonna bluff you ever there, or super rarely gonna bluff you. That even they are falling 10% more than I am, they're not winning that spot, they're losing. Just because people are not bluffing. But I am losing not like 8%, 8 times more than they are. So I'm losing 2,508 big blinds per 100 just because I'm calling a bad call on the river out of position when I triple barrel. So like easy fixable, just super easy fixable. You just stop calling river raises when you triple barrel out of position with some hands that are, for example, mixed strategy, and you know that they're mixed strategy, and then you decided, okay, I'm gonna call in this situation because maybe they will just put more heat on me because I'm more aggressive. No, that was wrong. cbet raise 11, 5, 15, 19 on turn, 11 on turn. So look at their cbet raise. So this is the spot where I double barrel out of position and face a raise, and how much I 3-bet on turn. I lose 5,413, and they're winning 2.3k. 2,300 big blinds per 100 they are winning. They raise 11%, I raise 19%. Something is not good here. So I'm okay. Actually, by the hands we have, I just had 2 pair. I had second nuts. Okay, maybe that's just run like a shit. I actually thought that I'm gonna have much more bluffs. They just run better. Okay, I was actually worried that I'm just doing it too much, but actually I just run bad in this situation. Okay. Let's see here. My check bet. You see, like all of these broken lines. Check bet. 71. I'm doing more. I'm attacking more. These broken lines. And yeah, I'm doing decent here. See the check call 31, losing 632. Okay. There's also one more thing. Like when you're playing, these are the spots also like middle position versus cutoff, UTG versus middle position, UTG versus cutoff. They're all included, but generally the problem is that there are no ranges. Like you should supposed to never call middle position or cutoff ever. So you only need to have a call range on button, and the big blind. So you should be playing 3-bet or fold strategy for all the other positions, but people are not doing that. So also have to do with that, because you can train that somebody has like 6% call range on the middle position because he should be having that range. Okay, then you have also like you have this how do you play your checking range. Again, my check call on river is losing heavily, expected. My check raise is 12% compared to their 5.9%, and of course I'm check raising more as a bluff than I should in this situation against the range that is probably like this middle position range. Cutoff range is really condensed with these medium strength hands, and I'm trying to get them off probably that I shouldn't, and then I'm losing there a lot. Check call, check call, check call. Interesting. I'm losing again insanely a lot. Okay. Check call, check call. I'm doing actually good here, but it's like whenever the spot I'm going over more than in term of frequencies, whenever I go less than I actually become it becomes better. So in this type of spots where you can just identify where the tide is right, because in some of these spots where pool is not gonna attack you enough and you defend over, it's not gonna be great. And just to recognize these spots can be really profitable for you. This is the skip and check raise. So this is how you play as a check raiser and a bet 63. So this is really similar. Check raise, check, winning okay. That means my checking range on turn of the check raise is okay. Check raise, check call is 57, too much. That's why I'm losing. People's stab range is going to be more stronger than optimal. Okay, check raise, bet 64, and actually that's good for this spot actually, because now we are over the optimal frequencies, but we are winning more. They are really passive there. They're under optimal. They are not check raising, betting enough, and that's the reason why they're actually doing less. They're not doing that great in that spot. Then you have all of this line: check raise, bet, check call, check raise, check, bet, check raise, check, bet, check raise, check call. So all of these lines you have, and you will see how you're doing compared to your pool. Let's go here quickly. So this is in position caller. Okay, so this is my call C bet. 49 to 51, 53, 29. I'm only having call ranges on the. I'm only having call ranges on the button, not in any other position. And you see, actually, I'm doing a lot better than they are. And you see again here, I'm actually overfalling to the people, because this is the actual spot when they are going like out of position, bet. They're just gonna be having nuts really often, and they are overfolded. And you see, like here, I folded 6% more than they are, and I'm immediately doing better than they are. On the turn, we are similar, but doing twice better. So definitely see in which spots you need to be tighter, and you want to compare yourself, and you want to identify these spots, and then you can make just better strategy for yourself. Bet. So this is when this is step. When you step, bet versus Mississippi, bet 235, 300. So I'm doing a lot better here. Like bet versus Mississippi is printing. Actually, here you see, really printing. And look at this. Their bet versus Mississippi is only 42. My 60. It's a lot higher than GTO, than optimal, but we are printing money in this spot. So this is actually the spot where I'm playing good, and my bet. So every spot is just winning a lot more, and in any spot I'm green and more aggressive than GTO, and we are actually printing in all of these spots. So really nice, actually nice to see this. Our raising position is 17. You see, like they're 9.8, we are 17. So we are over the optimal, but that's because they're using the strategy for or c-betting out of position, and I just attack them with raises more. And my river raise is 21, they are 20, so similar, and unfortunately we are winning way less. It probably has to do with the spots that we just probably overbluffed. We're gonna see if we did overbluff. We actually didn't overbluff, we just didn't have the many value hands here. They just had a lot more value hands, okay. Raise, flop, and bet, really profitable. 66 compared to 62. Okay, raise, check, bet. They are super passive here. Raise, check, bet, and we are optimal in this line and winning a lot more. Okay. Delay c-bet, playing against the delay c-bet, 46 compared to 41, so we are calling more, losing less. Check, raise. Check, raise 3% compared to their 6% and winning 4k. So this is really profitable line, it seems. Okay, I want to see actually this spot. Okay. Okay, we had mostly value, mix it with some thin value raises with top pair, some draws. Let's see their range. They did do a lot of mixing also. Check, call 36. Okay. Okay, see, like this is the line that I don't defend good, because I lose here tremendously a lot. In my check, call, losing like 4 times more than they are. Didn't notice that. So this is how do I play against delay c-bet and bet on the river. They're probably the pool is under bluffing these spots and I'm over calling. And yeah, call, check, raise 18 compared to 11. You see, like on the river, I'm basically probably too much bluffing. We're gonna see if that's the case. Okay, I did bluff basically two times. I bluffed out of 5 times, but it's only 5 occasions, so it doesn't matter that much. Okay, let's go to the out of position caller, trying to be more quicker here. I'm big blind versus button, I'm losing 51 compared to 56. Out of position caller 68 compared to 58. Yeah, I'm calling river more. Actually, it's pretty similar. Maybe I just didn't run on river that great. Yeah, it's pretty similar. I will call a little more flop, a little more turn. I actually fold 1% more on the river in this situation, but I'm probably check raising more. Yeah, I'm check raising 12 compared to their 8%. Okay. What we can notice here. Okay, check. So this is the step turn bet river. So my step bet turn river is 68 compared to their 60. So a lot more aggressive, 448 to compare to their, so twice is better there. And check bet is similar. Okay. Donk bet turn, donk and bet on the turn 61, and compared to their 59, and I'm losing more. They're winning, I'm actually losing that spot. Okay. But big blind versus button, I'm actually playing 66, so more loose than optimal and winning more in that situation. Okay. I did work on the donks, but not that much, but I mostly did it from the button versus big blind. So probably against other position I didn't do much work, so that's the reason why the results are not better. Check raise bet, we saw that 67. Okay, so again a lot more than the GTO, but it's okay. Button versus big blind is 1.3k, so basically similar win rate, but my frequencies are way higher. Okay, check raise, check bet. I'm losing this much on the check raise, check bet. How is that possible? Probably I'm just having too much bluffs. Let's actually see. Yeah, it's probably too much bluffs, like 60% of bluffs. Check raise, check, check, bet. Let's see them, how much they have. And they have, I have 60, they have 40. Yeah. That's the difference. Or bluffing in that spot. I shouldn't. So cutting down bluffing in this line would be nice. Versus delay, nothing significant. Okay, okay, they're winning more in check, check, check raise line. So this is the line where you do a double check and check raise turn. And we are actually similar in the terms of frequencies, but I'm winning less than they are. Check, check, check call is interesting also, but we are approximately similar. Okay, yeah, I'm doing better in this spot, but it's not that relevant. Check, 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 check raise is not that frequent spot, and our frequencies are, I'm just having a little high frequency of raising, and that's it. And let's go to the single raise multi-way pots. So in the single raise multi-way pots, I'm doing better, but not that much. 101. Okay. I'm doing a lot better in single raise 3-bet pots. Okay. We did talk about this in the general pop-up, so we're not gonna be going through that much in this. Basically, this is our new multi-way pop-up. Here you have single raise multi-way total. You have how did he play as a multi-way raiser when he's in position, so when he has position on all players, how he plays as a raiser out of position when he's out of position to at least one player, because in this situation you see you actually need to have a really low c-bet frequency. People having like their win rate is, you see, like people really play bad as out of position because they over c-bet, and we are actually doing 18. So we under c-bet in that situation, and that's why our win rate is actually way higher, because we are playing correct strategy and they are not playing correct strategy. And then you have how they play as a caller out of position and caller in position. Okay, let's go small blind versus big blind fast. Small blind versus big blind. Just let me click here. Okay, I'm trying to go like this. Okay, small blind versus big blind. I'm losing 2.9 and bull is losing 7.2. Okay, I'm not using limp strategy, so you have also for the limp strategy. I didn't use it at all. 5 hands, so nothing. Bull did use it. Average reg did use it 6,000 hands, but I didn't. What we can see here, okay, my c-bet is a little lower than the optimal. I'm little under c-betting, but you see, like I'm way more aggressive turns and rivers. So 45 compared to 56.60, and then let's see, c-bet raise. Actually here it's actually a really good thing. You remember like how I did play this spot really bad out of position, but actually in position it seems that I'm playing this spot in the where the ranges are a lot wider. I play it a lot better. So maybe the problem from out of position is my c-bet raise is just, I'm too bluff heavy in a spot where the range is too strong, and here when the range is wider, my bluffs are just better. You see, like win rate is actually a lot better than, look, c-bet raise. So c-bet and 3-bet on the flop and on the turn is printing, and I'm like winning a lot in this situation. That's because the range is wider, and when you're out of position and against like cutoff range, middle position, and button range, the range is a lot more narrower, and there you actually can't make this hyper aggressive plays. They're not working very much when the range is really narrow. So one thing I can fix really easy, and I should be fixing it. Okay, let's see here, delay 61. This is actually my checking range 61 compared to their 51. My delay c-bet is 41. 41 is basically the same. We are winning a little more. These are the lines, broken line, check, check, bet, bet, check, check, bet, bet 71 compared to their 58, winning more. So all of these broken lines, we are check, 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 bet 37, check, check, bet 41. So we are hyper aggressive in these lines, bet, check, bet, 43 compared to our 55. So in these lines, I'm just attacking more and trying to attack them more. And I think that's the way to go, actually. I think that's definitely the way to go. Okay. Then we're gonna go quickly my checking ranges out of position. Check all 52 compared to their 49, 42 on turn, 15 on river. But I do check raising a lot. So this is the situation where I'm not gonna bluff catch against some people. I'm just gonna go check raise them more, and that's why my check raise is 16 and there is 5.4, because you're gonna have some guys that are gonna never bluff you in this line when they when you check all flop, check all turn, and they bet river, for example. They'll never bluff this line. Or you check all turn and check river, and then they bet the river. They're not gonna like bluffs, and that's why I did do a lot of check raising in these situations where I like 3 times more check raising in that spot. Okay. Bet check call, similar. Okay, actually we are doing a lot better, 315 compared to 4.1, and that's our frequent spot, so it's really important. Bet check call, check raise, bet check call, check raise 7.9. So it's actually the same, and our winning is the same. Okay, delay range 46, 45, similar. Okay, nothing to take from that. Check raise flop and bet 68, check raise flop and bet, check raise bet 52, check raise bet 53. And look at this, check raise bet 52, winning 1.4k, and I'm losing 1000 big blinds per 100. So when I check raise and bet turn a lot more than they are, a lot more than GTO, I continue river because my range is now a lot more wider and I have more bluffs than they are, and that's the reason why I'm losing that much. So I should be cutting down bluffs in this spot where they called a check raise on the flop, they call a bet on the turn, and I'm still continue river. It's in the term of optimal, but the point is my range is just too wide on the turn, and also too wide on the flop, and that's why I'm just gonna have too much bluffs and I should be give upping more. Their range is stronger and they print money in this spot, and I'm losing a bunch of money in this spot. These are the spots like check raise, bet, check call. Actually, these are the spots that, I mean, not that frequent spot, so nothing doesn't matter that much. It's just not that frequent spot. So much more frequent is this than this. So the problem is I need to correct this, and this doesn't matter that much, to be honest. So we're not gonna take nothing from that I'm doing really well here, because it's not that important. In the spot that is really frequent, I'm not doing that good because I'm just having too much bluff. So that's something we need to correct. Okay, small blind versus big blind. Let's go here. Okay, like this. This is big blind. This is small blind versus big blind. 3-bet pots. So win rate is pretty much similar. I'm losing a little less. These are the spots you are supposed to lose, so nothing special. Again, I'm overcalling river by bunch, but actually I'm doing better than the average reg. But these are the spots where I think, you see, I'm not in the optimal. I overcall. That is always with my strategy that I'm playing more aggressive. Then I'm always thinking, okay, I need to defend more on river. That has some logic, but in the same sense, it doesn't have that much logic. You need to just know against which people, like pool in general will not gonna put too much pressure on you. Some guys will. So the smart thing would be to always overfold to one type of people and overcall other part of people. That would be like ideal combination. But just from this, when you're gonna call basically 6%, 7% more than the GTO, basically even the stats are like win rate is okay for the river call. I think it's just too much in this spot. Our bet versus miss C bet is 54. So look at our bet versus miss 46, 54, and we are actually doing okay, but we are still doing it too much. Check raise bet 63 compared to 60, but actually here, no, this is actually check bet. Check bet 63, that's good, winning a lot. So we are basically taking, this is the spot where you take the weaker range. Your people don't have that great of the checkback range, so you can exploit there. Average reg is not exploiting enough here, so this is the spot where you can actually higher up your win rate. Okay, don't bet turn, losing, but not big sample, so we can take much for that. Check raising 17%, more than the GTO 15%. Winning more. Check raising turn a little less, winning basically more. On the river I didn't do it in this sample, but only 934 hands, so okay. Check raise bet 75, 78. Not much occasion, so we're not gonna do much about that. Okay, let's go big blind versus small blind, guys. Big blind versus small blind, and we're gonna be quick. I think now you already have an idea how it's everything going, so we're gonna be real quick. Big blind versus small blind, I'm losing 33.7 to 41.7. The thing is, I'm defending big blind versus small blind 70% of hands. I 3-bet 16.7% of hands, and it's less than the GTO, but my strategy is different. I play 3-bet to 7.5, from 3 to 7.5, and GTO is 3-betting from 3 to 9 or 10. And I'm using different strategy, and it's doing well. This strategy is doing well. My call range is wider, but it's not that big of the deal. But you again see my common leak that I'm actually leaking on rivers because people are not bluffing me enough. So my calls on rivers are actually losing, and calls on rivers are actually winning here. So yeah. Okay. Again, my betting step flop 31 lower, 41 optimal on turn, and on the river I'm a little, basically around optimal, little more aggressive than optimal, but that's not that bad. Bet. So this is the step flop bet turn 62 compared to 56, doing good. And bet 59 compared to 54, doing really good. So these are all the spots where you can make, like, when you compare yourself to good regs, you will see or best reg in your pool, you will see that these good regs will always take advantage of these broken lines. So if you're going to find out in your Leakfinder that you're not doing it enough compared to the average reg, then compare yourself to the best reg or good reg, and you will see how much you need to take, how much you need to increase aggression in this type of situation if your win rate is not that high as they are. Okay, then you have all these different lines, and you will just then see bet check bet, call bet check, raises in position, raises on turn, raises on river, raise flop and bet. This is something I probably, it's like I'm raise flop and bet 63.55, but winning 1.3k, and raise flop bet 58 compared 53, and we're winning 4.3k. So this is the spot where range is wider and this aggression has more sense, and it's actually printing. And in the spot where actually the ranges are a lot narrower, this my hyper aggression in this situation are not doing that great, and I'm losing a lot more than I should be losing. So definitely that's something to take into account. you always want to be attacking wider ranges and be more aggressive in the wide range spot and be more tighter in the narrower spot, because when ranges are narrower, they are not bluffing that much. You're gonna see that in 3-bet and 4-bet pots. Big blind versus small blind 3-bet, winning 99 compared to 184. Big blind versus small blind isolate 160 compared to 124. Okay, my CB strategy is 78, 52, 62. I'm over aggressive on rivers, but still, because it's wider range spot, you see like a river is, even we are more aggressive, our river range is actually printing. So this is the good spot. In this spot we are good. So you can play that aggressive style and it's going to be good when the wider ranges. Check, check, bet, bet, 66. But it seems that I'm not doing well in this situation. I'm over aggressive. Then the GTO is 46.50. But you see the average reg is also over aggressive, but he's actually winning. So maybe it has to do with the sample. We don't know that. We will need to check my constitution of my range. If my constitution of the range, and you see like actually my constitution of the range is good, because now I have these really strong hands where I get coolered, and I have this top pair hand and value bets. So this is all the value bets. I'm bluffing 38% of range. Let's see how much they are bluffing in that line. This is check, check, bet, bet, and they're bluffing approximately 40% also. So they just run better in that spot, so nothing to be worried about. Okay, bet check bet 47 compared to 39. We are winning a little more. Again, we are attacking more than the GTO. GTO is 36 to 38. So definitely something we can take into account, that we can be aggressive in this type of situations. Let's go to 3-bet pots, guys. Quickly to 3-bet pots. You have in position 3-better, out of position 3-better. In position 3-better, we are winning 367 to compare to 321, and out of position 3-better, we winning 235 compared to 210. It's a big difference because these are very often spots. We are over c-betting, of course, in position as a 3-better. You can get away with it because people are not going to check raise you enough. And we are triple barreling on the edge of the optimal, but because our range is, you see, like we are over c-betting, over double barreling. The thing is, we are actually over bluffing, but it doesn't, because still the ranges in these situations are I think a lot of our over bluffing is going to be coming from button versus cutoff spots and big blind versus small blind spots. So that's where you actually need to be that aggressive. You can see that in the overall post. You're going to have this position by position, and there you can compare your self-win rate, and you will actually see that it is from this where the wider range spots are for me. Because whenever the narrower spots are, whenever I'm on the river, I'm losing a lot more than I should be losing, a lot more than compared to even the average reg on the iPoker. So that's telling that I need to be a lot tighter and cut my bluffs in the narrower range spot, because people range is going to be just too strong getting to the river. Okay, and out of position we see 74, 46, 61. So I think it's all okay. I'm doing less good on turns, and basically I'm around the optimal and a little lower aggressive on the rivers, so probably it has to do with the sample. What I did want to, I didn't see like this. Okay, bet check bet 41 compared to 37. Check check check. You see like all of these broken lines. I'm just doing a lot more. Like look at this line, check check bet bet 73, and you can get away with it. 2k win rate and 1.1k. So we can get rid of this, like attack this. Just advise you need to attack these broken lines in all of these spots, because there seems to be extremely profitable. Okay, and this is interesting, like check check call call. So this is because you did see migration is lowest on the flop and most highest on the river, and you see that like my check ranges are like nicely protected. check check call 58 for so I'm defending more than the GTO lot. I still make it profitable, and they're basically even they're less 11% calling less than me, but not doing it profitable. Okay, let's see. Check raise out of position 3-better 19 compared to 15, but not doing that great. Probably over bluffing a little bit. Turn 12-12, and the river is 3.7. Yeah, I'm more, but yeah, it was only one hand, and I had a straight. I probably run into the nuts straight, so it's only one hand in this line. So this is the line of the okay, check raise river. Check raise river as the out of position 3-better. Okay. Check call 63 compared to the 47. Check call 49. So they are losing in all the check call nodes, and we are winning across all of these nodes. Check bet 47. Check bet 42. Okay, so we are in all of this spot doing good, except check call. Here we are losing a bunch, but let me see how much hands. Yeah, it was actually this is the leak actually. So 80% of my range is weak. I had 2 times basically value, and 8 out of 10 times I did bluff catch, and it seems I was not doing it good. Okay, check raise flop and bet 52, and we are losing. So look at this. So I'm 52, so a lot less than the GTO in this spot, but I'm losing 265 bb's per 100. Okay, it has sense now, right? Bluffs, gut shots, weak draws, but still this a lot of like 50% is overpair. So let's see actually compared to them. Maybe we just run worse. We just bluffed more, yeah. And we unfortunately didn't have value in this. We didn't have the nuts in this line. We probably overprotected our check call range, and that's why we overprotected our check call range in this spot, and our check raising range didn't have these nuts hands, and yeah, we over bluffed. In position call 3-bet, we're losing 138. Out of position call 3-bet, we're losing 203. But my ranges are wider than the GTO, so I'm calling 3-bets wider. I'm calling a lot wider than they are. So yeah, called c-bet, you see like I'm under folding flop, under folding turn, under folding river, but still doing better than the average reg. In position, but out of position actually. We have a positive, which is insane. We have a positive call, so actually we're doing that really good. So where we're losing money now, we're doing this really good. So something I must have messed up here. We're gonna see what. Check raise river, highly profitable. Turn also, flop also. So where is the spot where I'm leaking? Check raise, check bet. Yeah, check raise, check bet's gonna be probably, and actually it's not bluffy, it's actually all value. Look at this. Then it's just the sample, guys. Check raise, check bet, they are winning a lot, and they of course having the similarity. They even have these trash hands. I actually had pure value there, but yeah, so pure value, but I just run into better hands, so nothing to take from there. Just didn't run that great. So if I run like I would have a lot better win rate out of position call. Even my call ranges are wider. So this is something to take into account actually. Okay. So my call versus c-bets is out of position is really good in terms of win rate. You see they are losing, and this is like very frequently happening. You're gonna call out of position 3-bet really frequently, and to be winning it, it's really good. So it means if I run normal in these lines, because they didn't overbluff these lines, you see like it was all value, and I just didn't I just it was just a run, and I didn't I just run into better hands in the spots where they are, where in the line check raise, check bet, we're just value betting basically, but just run into the hit 2 pair on the river, hit set on the river when you have an over pair, stuff like that. So that's actually really good. Raise c-bet 27 on river compared to 19, similar win rate. So we are twice as the GTO, twice aggressive but still doing okay. Raise bet 75, raise bet 58. You see like even in this raise bet spot, my win rate is really bad, but probably it's the sample issue. See, like I'm value betting every time. I had straight plus 3 times, set trips over pair, and I just run into the like better hands with my value hands. So actually, if I did run good here, my win rate would be a lot better. So that indicates that I did play as a caller in 3-bet pots, out of position, in position with wider range, really good. So one thing I can look forward actually. Okay, and this is the 3-bet pots as multi-way, and we are doing this really good. But we multi-way pots, I'm really happy how I did play, and the new multi-way pod will even help me more. We had the old back in the previous versions of the HUD. We had the old version of the multi-way pod, which was good, but it was a lot of infos, and they are not gonna be. They didn't be grouped like this. You see, like you have here c-bet, checking range, delay range, versus donk, and versus tape. Like super easy to play. C-bet, and then there's a caller versus c-bet, donk, step versus miss c-bet, check raise versus miss c-bet, and versus delay c-bet. So we have all the lines really easy to spot. And yeah, we did really good there, and with the new pop-up I think I would be even better in that spot. We did talk about it, so we don't need to necessarily talk more. Let's go into the squeeze quickly. I'm trying to put it all together in 1.5 hours, so we are done, and let's go into the squeeze spots. Okay, in squeeze spots, after squeeze, so this is squeeze as a squeezer. As in position and out of position, we are doing 928 compared to 588, and out of position 583 compared to the 477. Our range is wider, so results are better, so we're gonna take this. That means we are doing it good. Okay, regardless of the strategy, c-bets, we are over c-betting, of course. 86, 58, 50. So our range is that more wider than they are, so we are give upping on the river more. And out of position we're 85, 50, 56, and actually over aggressive on rivers, but they are also over aggressive on rivers, and that's translating to more win rate. Our win rate is more than double in these situations, so that's good. Yeah, basically not much else to see. We are doing, so you can see like, are you doing good? You can see composition of your range, your win rate, and these lines, your checking ranges, your delaying ranges, your check calling ranges. We see like across all of these ranges we are doing okay, especially on the flop and turns. On the river, I'm expecting to always have a verse, just because my river strategy, I'm just gonna overcall most of the time. Call squeezer as in position, heads up, 150 losing, and I'm actually winning in position, but not that it's not high sample, so we're not gonna take much from that. But I think we are playing it correctly in most of the spots. You see like versus c-bet, our call river is printing, we are in the optimal frequencies. we are overcalling flop, and then, yeah, I think that's the problem a little bit. I felt this. I'm just floating too much on the flop in these squeeze spots. So if I would correct this, like you see, like I'm calling, I'm basically when I call a squeeze and I'm in position, I'm gonna basically rarely fold the flop because I raise 6% call, so I'm gonna fold 20% only, and this is the spots where I should be folding more. You see, like I'm losing 142 compared to 206, and then it's hard to. You see, like I'm overcalling flop, turn, and river and winning more than they are. But still, I think it's way better if I would be having stronger range here, then I would be winning more here and more on the river for sure. So definitely something to take into account. And I also felt this. Actually, I need to be straight. I did felt that I'm just calling too much in on the flop. That I'm floating way much. And this, especially the squeeze range, is gonna have guys that are gonna squeeze a lot less than GTO. Bet. Bet versus Mississippi at 42, 45, pretty similar. Win rates are similar. Bet 58 compared to my 81. And you see, like I'm not getting punished. Win rate is similar again. Bet 50 to 50, basically the same. Raise C bet 5.9, 9.5, 9.8. So I'm not raising that much in position compared to the average reg, but still a raise C bet and call printing okay. Raise flop and bet 67. So when I raise, I'm just gonna be aggressive, and that's it. Okay, yeah, I think that's okay with for the squeezes, and we're just gonna finish with 4-bet pots because I'm over 1.5 hour. I just want to finish on 1.5 hour. 4-bet pots, I'm in position, winning 790 average reg. I'm winning 680. Out of position 766 compared to 339. C-bet frequency over the GTO 92, 64, 68. So overly aggressive. It seems it's working okay. As out of position 92. So way too much over c-bet, but I'm not getting punished. So you see that win rate is actually higher than average reg, so you can get away with it. That's the thing where I talked to you about the strategy when I was thinking out of position PFR, where my c-bet is a lot lower than the average reg, and my win rate is also lower. And that's why, because I just try to play a lot of GTO in that spot, but you don't need to play the GTO. You can just c-bet more because you're not getting punished. That's the thing. So if you can get away with it, you want to get away with it. You don't need to correct something that doesn't need to be corrected because people are not exploiting you. But for example, also here's the also clear example. You're not getting exploited, and you can just over c-bet as a 4-better. Even you shouldn't, but if people are not gonna exploit you, you can do it. But in this situation, out of position PFR, it's much more obvious because it's just more frequent, and you're going to be out of position a lot. And if you can get away with c-betting more, why not? If people not going to raise, your hand's just going to realize more equity. You're going to have more profitable spots to be bluffing. So that's thing that I'm going to take into account in future. I'm just going to be trying to c-bet more out of position. That's one thing I plan to do. Okay. Our checking range, basically nothing much to take in that from there. Delaying range, delay 453 to compare to this. So everything is profitable these spots. You can be as in position. It's hard to get it wrong. Out of position, out of position you can make mistakes. My delay is out of position is 42, which is still way less than it should be. It's still winning money, and they are way less than the GTO, even me. So yeah, they're winning less than they should. And these are these lines. The thing is, I currently don't have much sample in this because I played only 682,000 hands on iPoker. So it's not that happened that much of the check bet in the 4-bet pots or bet check bet in the 4-bet pots. Bet check bet actually is going to be happening. So I'm bet check betting 42 compared to 41. So basically we are similar, a little high win rate, but doesn't mean much. CBET check call, CBET check call, also not that frequent, but we are here doing okay. It could be sample issue, it could be that we are doing this spot because it's only 26 occasions, so it's only 19 occasions, 26% out of 19 occasions, so it doesn't mean that much. And check raising, I actually didn't even have the spot here. Check raise and the bet, they only have 11 occasions on how much hands on 6,000 hands. We only had 407. Okay, guys, we're on the hour and a half. We still have call for bet spots, but basically you have an idea what Leakfinder can give you. You have the basically divided to across many lines, and here you have these general lines. You're gonna want to go through this. It's gonna be better. You want to compare this to this, because now you have all of these lines as a razor, as a color, as in position, and as out of position, where you can see how much you're leaking or not leaking. So it's gonna be more detailed in here in forbet pots, and then you're gonna see exactly these lines, and you're gonna see okay which lines I need to fix, because you have basically all parts of the range divided. So everything is, these general stats are important. 3-bet start, these general stats for 3-bets, for single raise spots. You want to go across all of this, and then if you have even I would say 200 to 300,000 hands in many spots, you will be able to find leaks. For this specific spot, like 4-bet pots, you probably need a little more hands, like I did. Here you can get really good sample for 4-bet for these lines at least. Maybe some these lines in the 4-bet pop-up will be empty, but in this overall post you're gonna find what you need to find. So definitely take a look. I think it's like additional free win rate for yourself, because for example I see that I did leak in some really basic stuff, like against this my 3-bet ranges, again in these narrower spots where I was just going over bluff against stronger range, out of position 3-bet, on the flop, on the turn where I was leaking too much, like many basic spots. Then my river calling raises against river when I was triple barreling out of position, where the guys are losing, where I was looking like 50 times more than the average reg. So these are the spots that are easy to fix, and you can also, just by doing this against players that are better than you, you can then know okay where does their win rate come from, where do they get this additional win rate, and you can then pound on these spots, also go through these spots, maybe more study these spots. So definitely really nice feature that we were and we will constantly update this Leakfinder, because now I really see, and because this is the free win rate that maybe you wouldn't ever consider. Because for example, my win rate of last 400,000 hands is 70 bits per 100. If I did go through Leakfinder before all of these hands, I would be having at least 50% better win, but maybe even more. So when you think about that, in terms of BBs per 100, how can it give it to your win rate? It can be really significant. So definitely you want to go through all of this. You want to compare yourself first to the average reg, and then you want to compare yourself to the best regs. You want to compare yourself to the average reg, so you can see in these spots where you're leaking against an average guy, average reg that is not probably exploiting anybody. And then when you go against best guys, you will see, okay, this is where their win rate comes from, this is where they exploit. I want to work on this spots, I want to exploit in the same terms that they are. And then you want to then you can go into the range and see what are they doing. You want to see how their range looks like in that spot, and you want to compare their range with your range, and then you will exactly know where these best regs of your pool are exploiting, and you can know where is your room to exploit also, and where you can learn and study to get better in these spots. And that's it, guys, for me today. I hope I did clarify everything. I did my best, and you have also tutorial here with it. So we have all of these spots going through spot by spot, explained everything in details. What was the action? What happened for any stats, and you will just not be lost. There's everything here, super easy. And I have to and I have to thank you, my developer, that made this all happen. He did every possible action, explained it in details, how to use it, so people don't ask too much questions about it. And he did a great job, and I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, I just want to continue strong. We are doing constant updating. The Breakthrough HUD is getting all the better results. I want to make it even better. That's why we have our Discord community that you can be also part of. So if you didn't come to our Discord, it's free. You don't need to buy HUD to be in our Discord. We just want to have as much as good players, because we're also studying together, working together, talking about strategy together. And that's the way you want to learn and work with guys that are better than you, and also with the guys that are not maybe in your level, maybe lower level, but you will always have these more insights, and you have the bigger picture. Because many times somebody will notice something that you didn't notice, and by doing that, you're just gonna have a lot better understanding, and you're gonna have a view from from all angles. So definitely I advise you to come. We have over 730 players on our Discord, and we are growing, and we just want to have the best community of all poker communities. And we have really nice mix of a lot of breakthrough users, a lot of high stakes players using the HUD, explaining how to exploit with it. So I'm really proud of that, and everybody is welcome. If you like the video, please like the video, and subscribe to Breakthrough channel, because then I will also have motivation to make more videos. I'm going to make live play videos. And yeah, this is the year that I felt it's time for make a breakthrough in my game. I want to move up also, because I feel I'm playing the best I ever played. The HUD is best it ever been. It's all that I wanted to become, and I just want to grow and be better day as they come. So join me together on that journey. And that's it, guys. Thank you for your time, and I hope I see you very soon. Bye.